This mutation is called What Goes Around, and it is being played on Scythe of Amon. We have two mutators active. We have Double-Edged and Mutually Assured Destruction. So, for the most part, it is going to really suck when you have to try and deal damage to attack waves and other enemy units, because Double-Edged is a very nasty mutator. Additionally, the Mutually Assured Destruction makes the attack waves on this mission particularly scary. I do not believe there are any hybrids that are sitting around the map, but I know that there are hybrids in the attack waves. So Nova is going to have to be very careful when she chooses to engage these attack waves, and she's probably going to want to use her snipes to kill the hybrids while her army backs away. Stukov, on the other hand, just does not care. Stukov is a great commander for this mutator because his units are free, especially if you are going for the bunker build. So both players are macroing up here as usual, and very standard build on both sides of the team here. We do have a bunch of early gases for Stukov. I'm not sure if Stukov wants to do a mech build or he wants to try and focus on getting his upgrades a little bit early, so we'll see what his plan is there. Over here, Nova, just standard barracks build, and Nova's already put down a factory, so I'm assuming Nova wants to go and get the starport out and get her liberators out, because the liberators are going to be able to deal a lot of damage to these slivers, and they are usually a good first choice, especially if you do not want to, if you're not able to expand by getting your marines out early. We have an SCV patrolling over here, and we have a bunker that has gone down. So Stukov is starting to put down a few bunkers, that's good, but the first attack wave has spawned right now, and it is making its way towards Nova's base. So we will see what happens there. Okay, so there we go. There's our 4 marines, and these guys are going to be holding this first attack wave. And we have a bunch of infested that are standing on the front line, which is also really good. There should be no hybrids on this attack wave, so this first attack wave is going to be okay. And okay, so he's gotten already the jump upgrade. He wipes out this attack wave, drops his Apocalypse down, and he's going to start pushing towards the sliver. Now, generally speaking, you kind of want to push towards the expansion sliver first and scrap the bonus objective. Usually the economic benefits of going for the expansion sliver outweigh the experience bonus that you get for doing the bonus objective. But since they decided to push through, the Apocalypse basically kills itself on this Void Sliver. Remember, the Double-Edged is active, so any damage, as you can see over here with Nova, any damage you deal gets reflected back onto you as well. So these infested don't really mind, and their regeneration rate is also... The way Double-Edged works, I guess it's kind of important to explain, is the damage that you deal gets reflected back onto you, but your HP gets healed as well for the damage dealt. So if you have units with low attack values, they can actually semi-out heal the damage that is dealt to them by Double-Edged. So it's one of the very few mutators where high attack units actually get destroyed, while low attack units seem to not really be phased by it. There's a little bit of a rally over there by some of the infested. They'll eventually be able to muscle through and clear this side out. Nova is making her way towards this side now. Army of 4 Marines over here, and I believe she... yeah, she's actually short on gas at the moment. She's going to need a lot more gas if she wants to get her liberators out. But as you can see, Double-Edged is really nasty. It's causing a lot of problems for Nova. Nova's a very high damage character, and if she were to just randomly use her assault mode and shotgun a bunch of enemy units, she'll basically one-shot herself. So a little bit of active play required there on Nova's part. There's a siege tank that's shelling away on there. As you can see over there, Nova is remaining in stealth mode for that reason. You do not want Nova in assault mode, just one-shotting everything. See? Nova just lost like 75% of her HP through one snipe, so she has to be very careful how she chooses to engage this. Alexander goes down as well now, and you see the Alexander is pretty much like one-shotting itself. This is the damage that it is dealing to the the Death Grip Crystal and the Void Sliver over here. So there's a lot of damage that gets dealt very, very quickly. The Goliath gets lifted up by this Death Grip Crystal. I don't think Nova is paying attention to it. Okay, there we go. No, that is gone now. And
Our allies are being attacked.
and that sliver goes down. We just get this mini map up again. So this sliver goes down. The defensive drone actually was able to help the Alexander from one-shotting itself as well. This defensive drone is going to be very, very useful for Nova. Very, very important for Nova over here. This bonus objective is pretty much a gone. It's basically a lost cause. This thing is not going to be surviving. And to be honest, again, it's not really worth going for this bonus objective. Bonus objectives are worth very, very little compared to the main mission experience. So always focus on getting the mission done and solidifying your position in the mission. Bonus objectives are just that, they are bonuses, they are not requirements.
Our allies are being attacked.
So Nova is taking her gases? Okay, so Nova's taking this one. Okay, I was somewhat confused over there. So Nova's taken these two gases over here, and she's taking this expansion. They've kind of flipped around, and Stukov will be on this side as well. So siege tanks over here. Are they going to put down Spire Mine? Yeah, they put down Spire Mines there, and they are going to be dealing with this attack wave. As you can see, they're hybrids. These things are going to detonate nukes, so you do not want to be anywhere near there. This Apocalypse is about to have a really, really bad day. Because when those hybrids go down, actually Apocalypse can end up dying to the double-edged, but yeah, you want to attack everything from range. So these hybrids are going to detonate smaller versions of the nukes. So you can see over there, these are smaller nukes. The hybrid behemoths and the hybrid dominators, which are the major hybrids, are the ones that detonate the full-size nuke that deal significantly more damage. And don't underestimate these hybrids. These hybrids will actually one-shot a lot of units. Like Nova's Marines and stuff, they're all going to get one-shot. They deal a lot of damage. We have a sabotage drone going down over here. And is there going to be an airstrike as well? Let's take a look. Oh, there's going to be a nuke there. Okay, that's good. Nova's going to drop a nuke. And one-shots herself through the nuke. And we'll Nova respawn. No. Apparently Nova is choosing to take a break. Okay, Nova doesn't have enough minerals to respawn yet, but most of this area has been cleared, but there is a time limit because there are void rifts on around the sliver, so these things will start like respawning all the units that she has cleared. So they're a little bit. Pretend there is a ping over there. Okay, so Stukov, because he's going for a bunker build, has very graciously offered Nova to take his expansion's gases, which is going to be huge for Nova. Having 6 gases instead of the normal 4 that you would have in the mission is going to allow Nova to take up to her starport units, which is going to be really, really good. Very, very important for that, and that is going to give Nova a huge advantage. And to be honest, that is the correct play from Stukov. Stukov is going for a bunker build, I believe. Let's have a look. Okay, Stukov only has 2 bunkers over here. He's making some more. But if Stukov is only going for a bunker build, he doesn't need the extra gases from expansion. So giving it to Nova is one of the best things he can do, because not only does he not need the gases, but Nova needs the gases. So it's going to help her a lot. Nova's already pushing through and will, I believe, take out the sliver. But these defensive drones, you can see how much damage these defensive drones are actually are able to absorb. Nova gets smoked by that ability and ends up losing a couple of the siege tanks there, which was unfortunate. Yeah, 2 siege tanks and 2 marines go down. But you know, this is what double-edged is. Double-edged is just not a very fun mutator. Attack wave over here with an Alexander that goes down. Let me pull up the mini-map again. This hybrid is the hybrid behemoth, so it is a major hybrid. These are hybrid destroyers, and these are minor hybrids. So when this hybrid goes down, it's going to detonate a massive nuke. So take a look at the size of this nuke. This one is going to be significantly more massive, and Noah has to get out of there before the nuke goes off. And you can see that is a massive nuke there. That would have one-shot Nova's army. That was actually really, really close. If Nova used her tactical airlift, maybe 2 or 3 seconds later, she would have just lost pretty much everything there.
Our allies are being attacked.
Warp Prism. Goodbye, Warp Prism. And Nova is going to start pushing on this side now. I believe Stukov's units are being rallied across from this side. Those Overseers are actually in position there. The Banshee was kind of wailing on that barrack, on that bunker. But the Overseers come in there just in time. Nova has detection over here, so that's fine. She has Ravens, Siege Tanks, and Goliaths. Very, very high damage mechanisms. And she has a bunch of Spire Mines on this side as well. She's put down to deal with some of the ground units there. Matter Cannon goes down on the Railgun turret. And it goes down on the Raven right now. So that is the 2 Yamato cannons that the Battlecruiser has. Nova wants to try and clear this space here. It's going to be, again, a little bit tricky. You can see like how much damage Snipe does to Nova. She almost one-shots herself every single time. And the one thing when you are dealing with the double-edged mutator is you have to kind of take it slowly. There are 2 ways of approaching it. Either you take it slowly, or you use a bunch of units that don't really deal a lot of damage. So those are 2 options that you can take when dealing with this mutator. Or, you know, in this case, what Nova is also doing is she's putting down defensive drones, and these defensive drones are providing the units with a barrier, but they can only go so far in absorbing the damage. Nova is a very high damage output character. Her units are, you know, very, very few, very, very expensive, but they're very, very strong, and that is kind of a disadvantage to Nova. There is an attack wave over here. A bunch of Spider Mines are actually... okay, so these Spider Mines that were put down have essentially cleared that area out. Hybrid goes down, detonates the nuke, and the Apocalypse basically kills itself on what is left of the attack wave. But over here, again, you can see these Spire Mines are dealing a lot of damage to the attack wave. Really good placement there for the Spire Mines. Just using them to, you know, move your army back and just run away and let the attack wave run into these Spire Mines, let the Spire Mines deal the damage. It's actually really good. And you can see here, is the other advantage that Nova has is the lockdown ability for her Goliaths. They're able to stun air units, so that is actually very useful as well. It's very useful when you're dealing with battlecruisers, particularly. They're really, really annoying. But Nova has essentially cleaned up whatever is left of the defenders on this Void Sliver, so this Void Sliver will go down as well. Stukov has put down some bunkers over there, but still, how many bunkers does he have right now? I believe it's not showing up on this. But he has a few bunkers down. He's put down some bunkers over here, and he's put down some bunkers over there. What Stukov should actually be doing now is, now that this Void Sliver has been cleared, is all these bunkers should be uprooted and be moved forward over here. And they can actually help a lot. Because, like, as you can see over here, we have some random infested that are being rallied across. Okay, so Nova wants to push in from this side. Okay, that's interesting. But the same point applies here. You can see a bunch of infested that are just, you know, rallying themselves through their deaths. So if Stukov were to just, you know, move his bunkers a little bit more closer to the front line, he'd have a little bit more efficiency when it comes to dealing with the Void Sliver. There is still an advantage to this, and you can see this right here, is that this infested will start to will start clashing with the attack wave that will be coming up here. So these Spider Mines, I think, should be fine. I kind of want to see whether the attack wave will get to a point where they will get engaged by these Spire Mines over there, or will the infested actually pull it away.
Our allies are
Okay, so a bunch of the Spire Mines actually trigger. There's still like 4 or 5 more left. Oh, there we go. Oh, that almost one-shot. Okay, there we go. So the infested actually cleared up the little bit of HP that was left on the Hybrid Behemoth. But as you can see, the infested were able to deal with it, combined with Nova's Spider Mines that were put down from her siege tanks. And Nova is going to start pushing up into this last Void Sliver. And again, Void Slivers get more difficult as you start clearing out the prior Void Slivers. It doesn't really matter which ones you do, even if you choose to reverse clear the map, which is a standard speedrun strategy. Nova has, again, one-shot herself with her nuke. But as you keep clearing Void Slivers, the remaining Void Slivers will start to spawn more units, and it'll get significantly more difficult. This is standard. It doesn't really matter which Void Sliver you clear. Speedrunners prefer to to reverse clear in some instances, and it's the same thing. The Void Slivers will get a little bit more difficult as you start clearing the prior Void Slivers. Nova is just slowly pushing through, taking her time. She has to make sure that she doesn't lose her army by accident, just by dropping a nuke, or if she is not paying attention, because this army, if she were to lose it right now, would be catastrophic over here. I think it is also kind of interesting to see that Nova has gone for the siege tanks, Goliaths, and not the Liberators. I believe the Liberators might do way too much damage to the Void Sliver, and that might cause them to end up killing themselves through the double-edged Mutator. So that was, I think, very good play on Nova's part. Death Grip Crystal has grabbed these Ravens, and now it grabs... Okay, that was actually kind of close. There's another ability over there, there's another Death Grip Crystal over there, which also needs to be cleared. Ability goes down on Nova's army over here, and the Ravens have to work really, really hard to start healing these units. These units are all in the red, which is also kind of bad. But Stukov's Infested has broken through that defense over there, so I think that Void Sliver will go down in just a very, very little bit. Another attack wave has spawned over there, but that attack wave again has been cleared relatively quickly, and the last Void Sliver goes down. And that is GG.